Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we are unpacking something absolutely fascinating. We're looking at a blueprint for how quiet, naturally shy people can build immense social confidence. And honestly, the best part about all of this, you don't have to change your core personality to do it. Seriously. So if you've ever sat there feeling like the world just belongs to the loudest people in the room, well, this explainer is literally designed for you. Let's dive right in and break down the actual mechanics of social confidence based on today's source material.
Let me ask you a question right off the bat. Do you really have to change who you are to be confident? Like, do you believe that becoming a highly confident person means you have to completely erase your introverted nature? Well, the source material actually reveals a totally different reality. As you'll see, a lot of the most confident speakers and effective leaders out there, they actually started out as incredibly quiet individuals. The real game changer for them wasn't a sudden magical change in personality. No, it was just a shift in their habits. You know, a fundamental roadblock so many people hit is this exhausting effort of trying to become someone else overnight. It's like putting on a mask, trying to instantly become the loudest, most gregarious person in the room. But actually, the solution is way more organic. It's all about tending to and building on your existing introverted strengths. True, lasting confidence comes from leaning into the traits you naturally possess rather than constantly fighting them.
To get us there, we're going to follow a highly structured 5-step blueprint today. We'll cover 1. The confident introvert myth, 2. Start with small steps, 3. Mastering communication skills, 4. Facing your social fears, and 5. Consistency builds lasting confidence.
So this is our roadmap. As you can see, it moves logically from an internal mindset shift, just accepting yourself, all the way out to those external, actionable habits, like communicating and staying consistent. It's a progression perfectly designed to help you become more outgoing, but in a way that feels totally comfortable and, most importantly, authentic to you.
All right, let's jump into step 1, the confident introvert myth. Accept who you are.
Okay, so we often think of good social skills as, talking fast and dominating the entire conversation, but the source material really flips the script on that idea. Think about it. Listening carefully, thinking before you speak, staying calm. These are absolutely incredible, valuable qualities. Genuine confidence actually grows when you stop feeling bad about not shouting over everyone else, and you start building upon these exact inherent strengths. Honestly, a calm, thoughtful listener is someone everyone naturally gravitates toward anyway.
Moving right along to step 2. Start with small steps, building comfort.
Look, do not try to become the life of the party overnight. That is a one-way ticket to burnout for sure. Instead, let's look at some actionable micro steps, from the text just smiling at people, saying good morning, or maybe asking a cashier how their day is going. Now, I know these seem ridiculously simple, but they are highly strategic. By engaging in these tiny, low-stakes interactions, you're gently training your nervous system to just be comfortable around others. It completely removes the pressure of having to perform at some massive social event.
This brings us to step 3, mastering communication skills. Practice makes perfect.
The source text states something profoundly empowering here. It says, great communicators aren't born, they're made. And wow, that just totally dismantles the whole idea that you either inherently have it or you don't. The truth is, communication relies on a very specific set of skills. And just like playing an instrument or writing code, literally anyone can learn and refine them through practice. So being quiet doesn't mean you're broken in any way. It just means you need to practice the mechanics.
And what are those exact mechanics? Well, they're things like maintaining eye contact, speaking clearly, and asking open-ended questions. It really just comes down to these fundamental techniques. And the cool thing is, as you practice them, they just become second nature. Remember those introvert strengths we talked about a minute ago? Well, when you ask an open-ended question and then use your natural ability to truly listen to the answer, you immediately become a highly engaging communicator in the eyes of the other person. It's a total win-win.
Now for step 4, facing your social fears, stepping out of the comfort zone.
So there is a massive misconception out there about confidence. Real confidence is simply taking action despite fear. So often we wait around to feel completely fearless before we act, right? We think, oh, once I'm not scared anymore, then I'll join that club or speak up in that meeting. But actually, scratch that. That's entirely backwards. Growth happens outside your comfort zone. Confidence is absolutely not the absence of fear. It's the willingness to take action even when it feels highly uncomfortable at first. And here's a super encouraging fact for you. Every single time you face your fear, the fear itself literally shrinks. Sure, it might feel intensely uncomfortable the very first time you raise your hand in a meeting or walk into a busy networking event. But by taking that action, you are actively diminishing that anxiety over time. You're proving to your brain that, hey, you can actually handle this, and that directly paves the way for genuine, lasting confidence.
Which leads us nicely into our final step, step 5. Consistency builds lasting confidence, the daily challenge.
All of this builds into a really powerful, yet totally realistic daily challenge from the source. The goal is incredibly simple. Have exactly one new conversation every single day. That's it. Just one. Over weeks and months, it's these consistent, tiny actions that compound. They are what create lasting confidence and fundamentally stronger social skills. Remember, it's the consistency of the habit, not the intensity of one single massive effort, that actually changes your life.
As we wrap up this explainer, we really need to completely reframe what it means to be outgoing. Let's be clear. Being socially confident isn't about talking all the time. Not at all. It is simply about feeling comfortable expressing yourself and connecting with others. It's all about your internal comfort level, rather than just the sheer volume of words coming out of your mouth. You can remain quiet, you can be thoughtful, and you can still be deeply, genuinely connected to the people around you. So I'm going to leave you with this final question to think about. What one small step will you take today? Will you smile at a stranger? Ask the cashier how their day is going? Maybe practice maintaining eye contact? The choice is totally yours, but the blueprint is clear. Start with just one small step today, and your future self will absolutely thank you for it. Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer, and keep learning.